And what are the groups doing it? In this case, Russia, no surprise there. They have been mad at us for a long time, but they've pretty much always, in my opinion, tried to affect our elections in any way they can. And this year, I think we're more susceptible because of AI and the generative aspects that we never were before, because it can be eloquent. It can be compelling.
Yeah, new defense landscape we're dealing with this go around.
Agreed. So when we talk about here, we're talking about strontium, sorry, which is actually an element, right?
Yeah.
AKA Fancy Bear, that's easier to say. APT 28. They've been targeting elections. They've been very much focused in on it, mostly on the phishing and brute force side. Brute force meaning that they knock on the door till they get in, right? So guessing passwords, etc. Phishing means they're trying to trick us by sending us emails, and as we showed earlier, smishing and tishing and all the other variants of it as well. China's Zirconium has targeted high-profile individuals, so they're going after people in the U.S. elections, so they're going after politicians, but also outspoken folks, and we'll talk about some of the stream hacking and other aspects there. And then we talk about Iran, the Phosphorus group. Typically, approach involves phishing and the attempt to go after individuals to gather their intelligence, figure out which way they would go so they know who to target with the next kind of attack. And when we see this pervasively, but increasingly hitting the news recently, in July, the DOJ seized a pair of internet domains, and we saw a bunch more just a few days ago, so it keeps happening. And in this case, Russian operatives used a pair of domains to actually go up and create 968, so almost 1,000 new accounts on X that were designed to give them the ability to then influence people, right, through misinformation and, you know, sometimes in other ways. Meliorator is one of those groups, and once again, they already started using AI, right? So they're using the AI to find targets, but also to create content to try and change people's opinions erroneously, right, by giving them bad info.
One of the things they did was used AI to create believable profiles very quickly.
Yeah.
Right, because it can write these things out, and suddenly you don't have to have somebody manually writing out different profiles and make them be believable.
Right, and they use that to make you think that there's a bunch more people who are
real people.
Something. Yeah, exactly. Similar to this one, right? Here we see that their main goal was to stoke discord and undermine confidence in our democratic institutions, period. They want to get us, they want to go after us, they want to go after our way of life. And this is fundamentally one of the ways that they can do it. And they're doing it even more aggressively, right? Because of, you know, the world events and everything, and well, all of the above, right? And we're seeing a great deal of effort through social engineering and other aspects to affect both parties, both sides, everyone, so that we have to listen more to them. And back to Alex's point, OpenAI actually took down a cluster of ChatGPT accounts that were Iranian-based, designed to generate bad content.
Yeah, they were generating both long-form articles and shorter social media comments from fake accounts. And all of these things were being targeted at both progressive and conservative news outlets. So they would rewrite the same information and skew it one way or the other to get different demographics.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to OpenAI, it didn't have that much of a reach, and they were able to shut it down. But it's very interesting what was able to be done in a very, very short amount of time.
Right, and how they were able to take it off, right? How they were watching for it. Really important as we go forward. Not to leave China out, right? We need to include them as well. APT 17, 22, and 23, with a main focus here of really going after our elections, going after the government, going after the political, military entities, you know, over and over again. We're seeing this all the time. Panda not being so cuddly, this is all three of these are them, right? So not a good panda, bad panda. All right, trends among APTs, advanced persistent threats. Increasing use of AI and machine learning, and especially this year, because it's gotten even better. Great AI means we have to deal with the consequences, right? Targeting cloud and IoT environments, Internet of Things, right? More and more stuff, so therefore more and more targets for them to attack. The attack surface gets bigger, right? Supply chain attacks increasing. They're all often going after our supply chains because they can't hit us directly. And this is true. We've seen this in public safety whether they'll go after an MSP or a service company or some type of provider, hack into them to get access to the public safety entity. Polymorphic just means that their bad guys are taking the bad things and breaking them into little less detectable parts and then reassembling later on, so that we end up absorbing multiple different aspects of it that then morph back into an attack of success, right?
There have been some cases where they actually do use some kind of onboard AI to self-change the program to make it harder for endpoint detection to pick it up.
Yeah, especially endpoints. They're limited in a lot of ways that, you really have to look at other methodologies, not to talk about just us, but packet-based awareness and behavioral analysis is required there. Geopolitical influences are really what drive them, right? They're trying to change the world by, ruining us, that kind of stuff. Main goal is usually espionage, or in this case, misinformation, changing us and affecting which is also espionage, right? All of the above. 79 distinct attacks just in Q1 of this year. And then we see this increasing on the spear phishing side as well. Usually the main focus, right? Because it's the easiest way. 22% involved abuse of valid credentials. So they're taking a valid account, taking it over because you didn't change the password or you didn't make it hard enough, and they're using it against us.